Hey guys, this is Apmason from YouTube here, and this is how to make GAFF cards. I'm just going to show you guys all my GAFF cards right now, basically. And then I'm going to tell you how to make them. So first off, I have my 2.5 of clubs, and once I get a really nice pen, I'm going to write 1/2 right here and here. But so far I only have the half of a club in the middle. Yes, it is 2.5, 1, 2, and 1/2. A lot of people use 5.5 of clubs, and they have 4 pips and then 1/2 pip, so it's actually 4.5. But you know, so this is my 2.5 clubs. This is my shattered ace. This is my queen of spades smeared. My jack of clubs with a scratched off 8 of diamonds in the corner. This is my king of diamonds with a pip move down. Smeared 3 of spades. Smeared 5 of spades. 4 of diamonds with an extra diamond in the middle. Split 7 cards, 7 of clubs, half, 7 of hearts, half. And I have, this is actually a card that I won in a contest from the real $30 red bicycle GAFF deck. This is the 4 of spades with a fingerprint on it. Really cool. I won this in a contest, so I didn't make this, but it's really cool. And I have my double back cards, my blue card, and my red blue card. These are both double backers. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you how to make all of these cards. You're going to need a few items. You're going to need a Sharpie, or a permanent marker, or any black marker that works really well. You're going to need really good glue. Super glue works, but I just use Elmer's stick glue. Works pretty good. You're going to need old cards or cards you don't care about. I have part of a deck of blue bicycle cards that got ruined, but I managed to save about 1/3 to 1/2 of the deck, so I use these as my blue GAFF cards. You're also going to need a pink eraser. Don't use a normal eraser, because if you do, you'll end up ruining your cards and it's not going to work. But get one of these big pink erasers. They're really cheap at like Office Max, I guess is where this one's from. But yeah, get one of these. Useful. Okay, so let's talk about how to make double back cards. Okay, now some people take 2 random cards, use double stick tape, and tape them face to face so they look like a double back card. That works. That does work. The only thing wrong with this is that it's really thick. It's really thick. People are going to notice that, especially with the double stick tape in the middle. People are going to notice that it's really thick card, and that's not really good. So instead of doing that, I do this. Okay, so this is kind of hard to do, but at first, it's easy to do with non-bicycle cards, but with bicycle cards it's hard. And with older cards it helps. You're going to take a random card that you're willing to split down the center and just wave it back and forth, get all the fibers loosened up. Do this for a few minutes. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the corner. Usually I use a corner that is not this, because I might want to use that pip for something later. So I take the corner and bang it against a hard surface, like that. So you get something like that. I don't know if you can see that, but it's bent right at the corner. So then you'll get something like this. And you're going to want to, if you're making double back cards, okay, so first of all, there's 3 layers of a card. Every single card, there's 3 layers. Sorry, there's Sharpie on my finger, but 3 layers. There's the top, which is paper. the middle, which is cardboard, and the bottom, which is also paper, except for prestige cards, because those are plastic. But anyways, and then they have the plastic coating all around the card. And you can peel off one or all of these layers of the card by hitting against the table and doing that. And once you get a corner done, you're going to want to take the thin layer, not the thick layer, and peel it off so that you're peeling off the face, like right there. You're going to want to peel that. It's really hard to do it first without ripping the cards, so don't be surprised if it rips. So you're going to see mine rip just now. You're going to rip, it ripped. Anyways, do that all the way through the face. I'm not going to do the whole thing right now, but I do have a card that I can show you that I have peeled the entire face off. This one, okay? It's got a normal bicycle back, red. As you can see, the corners are damaged. It's because the face, I ripped the whole thing off. And if it tears, which it will, you're going to just have to like take a knife and get underneath the edge and then peel off the rest of it. So anyways, yeah, that's how to do that. And once you peel this off, you can peel off like, let's see, yeah, oh, that was pretty bad, but I peeled off a diamond off of my 6 of diamonds here, peeled off from the corner. So that's really handy. And what you can do with that is you can take scissors. Oh, sorry about that, you need scissors. But you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut that out. So just cut out the diamond. I'm not doing my best work, but and I learned from experience, Leatherman Wave, sorry, I learned from experience that you want to cut out your pips that you're gluing on other cards and get all the white so that only the pip is showing, only the red of the diamond. But like cut all that white off, because if you get any sort of white on there, it's gonna show. It's really annoying. But yeah, okay. So then you can take your stick glue and glue this and stick it onto the face of another card. Let's say the 5 of diamonds here, and then you have a 6 of diamonds with a 5 or something. You know, you can make that kind of wacky stuff. But what I like to do is I peel off the entire face of 2 cards, so that each card is composed of 3 layers. So if you take 2 cards and stick them with double stick tape, that's 6 layers. That's a lot of layers versus 3. But if you peel off the faces of 2 cards and stick those together, that's only 4 layers, so it's a lot less thick. It's still, after the glue dries, it'll be pretty thick, but it's still, it's convincing. So yeah, and these will not come apart in any way unless you like peel them again. So anyways, yeah, that's how to make double back cards, and that's how to remove the pips of cards and glue them onto other cards. And for this, I didn't make this, like I said earlier. Really nice card. But anyways, what you can do is, I've heard that you can, I'm just going to try this on my 6 of diamonds. This is the first time, so it might not work very well. I'm coloring my entire finger with a Sharpie, and I'll just take my finger and do that. And that was really bad, but you know, you get the idea. And if you get, just test a few cards and you can like draw stuff all over them or whatever you want to you know, test out what stuff you can do to it, as I'm doing with the 6 of diamonds here. So yeah, I guess that's how you make this card. I just conveniently got this by winning the contest. But anyways, and the same principle goes for this, my split 7 card. You just take, this is kind of hard to do actually, because you're going to have to peel off the face, the whole thing basically, without tearing it all, and then cut that down the center, And I have the other half of my 7 face right here. The other half, this is a really thin layer. This is the paper. I peeled that entire card, that entire thing off of the back of a card, and then I cut it in half and stuck that half onto this. If you look really hard, you can see the club underneath the hearts, but it doesn't show up that well. So, yeah, that's that. You're going to be able to do this also with that technique. I added the extra diamond in the middle. Kind of like when you remove the pips, you can stick them on places. So that's pretty cool. And with the smeared cards, this is a little different. This is actually one of the easiest cards you can make for gimmicks, but it's one of the coolest, because what you do is you take any random card. Usually, it's not random actually, because I like to use spades because they look a lot nicer than clubs when smeared, I guess. But I use spades, and then what you have to do, I'm not going to do it right now because I already did it, but you're going to take your Sharpie. Where's my Sharpie? There's my Sharpie. You're going to take your Sharpie, and you're going to have to do this really fast, and you're going to have a nice Sharpie. You're going to color in the entire spade. It doesn't have to be the entire spade, but try to get the outline of the spade, color it in, and then immediately take your thumb or another one of your fingers and smear the direction that you want. It'll work, believe me. Try it on some spades for GAFF cards. It'll work. And sometimes you have to color it in again and do that enough times so that you get a good looking smear. So yeah, that's how you make the smeared cards. Those are really nice to use. Same thing for this. I peeled off an 8 of diamonds and got the diamond, and I took it and put it right there. But now comes in the eraser, because what you're going to do with this is I erased the original diamond pip right here, and the way you do that is you take your eraser and you just start erasing, push really hard, and rub back and forth a lot, tons, and don't get discouraged and stop doing it, because it's really worth it. And you can eventually get that little diamond off, and then you can glue the one down here, and you can do your Erdnase change where you move the diamond down, and it's right there. That's cool. That's a really good one. This uses the same principle as the 4 diamonds, the extra pip, where you peel off the card and then you cut out the corner and glue it right there. And if you want to get a really cracked effect or a scratch effect, you take your thin layer, let's say this is the thin layer, and pretend that it only has like that much or that much. You take the edge of it and just draw a light Sharpie line on the edge and make the edge look black, which really helps the effect. But that's just me. That's just what I like to do for that card. So that's really cool. For this, you're gonna take the eraser and do the same thing as with the King of Diamonds, only rub back and forth this way instead. Rub it on a hard surface like this for a really long time, pushing really hard, and eventually you'll get that nice effect you can do with an Erdnase change where you do this. That's really cool. Okay, this is actually my worst gimmick card I made. Looks really bad in real life, but yeah, it's my Shattered Ace. And what I did for this is I erased the original diamond with an eraser, and then I took another diamond I peeled off of a card and cut it into pieces and glued it onto that. So that's how you make that. You probably know how to make this. Just peel off a club, cut it out, cut it in half, and glue it onto the two. So, yep. That's how to make my cards. You might not know how to use these in various methods, but I'll be releasing a video that will explain that. So, anyways, this has been Apmason from YouTube, and I hope you liked my video.